Can you really make a 6% return in a savings account? Yeah, you can. That's today's show. Let's dive into it.
Here we are at our very first rental property.
Hey everyone, I'm Clayton Morris, longtime real estate investor, created multiple seven-figure businesses. And look, there's a lot of times when we need to have a savings account, something like our rainy day fund that's going to be generating some return, but most of the time, you can't get much of a return at all. Savings accounts are pretty terrible. So enter a brand new savings account, only a few months old, this company. It's called Outlet. And you can find them at outlet.finance. We'll have a link below where if you sign up, you actually get a bonus for signing up. So I'm going to walk through this app because when I saw that you could get a 6% return, which would even beat other companies like Wealthfront and Betterment in their returns, I said, I got to try this, and maybe we should take our savings account and move it over if it actually is going to work. So that's exactly what we did to test this out. We moved over money into the Outlet app. Now, it's very simple to download. You can go on your iPhone or Android device and just download Outlet. That's how we spell it. And the app is very easy to use, and it integrates directly with your bank using the Plaid service, P-L-A-I-D. You enter and pick the bank that you have, and it's very easy to transfer money right into this account. So how does it work? Well, it's actually really interesting. It's not a traditional savings account in that it's not backed by the FDIC, right? That's the first question, right? And that was one of the questions as I was doing all my research on this. Well, is it backed by FDIC, where you're protected up to $250,000 by the federal government? No, this is not backed in the same way. So the way that Outlet works is it's able to generate returns by using money market accounts. And this is what I wanted to dive deeper into, is understanding these money market accounts. The money that you deposit into Outlet gets exchanged then into digital dollars that are put to work in these separate money markets, as they say on their website. And what then that means is other people around the world can use these digital dollars in order to pay you interest. That's how it works. That's how you're able to generate higher interest rates. Yes, it's not a traditional savings account like a bank, brick and mortar bank, where you're protected by FDIC insurance. So then you're thinking, okay, this might be more volatile. Is this going to be a problem for me? So you actually are protected with their own insurance plan that they have. And this is where it's really interesting. So they actually have their own insurance with Nexus Mutual. And so if you deposit up to about $50,000, you are protected with their insurance plan. So if something funky were to happen to your money, you're protected for loss. And if you want to deposit more than that $50,000, you're able to work with them. They're able to provide more coverage, more insurance against that loss. So it really is your own FDIC insurance policy for your money in these accounts. So it's interesting. Once you deposit this money, you're able to see your sort of daily returns. You can see swings in the market going down to like 3% return. And then I've seen it actually go as high as 20% interest. So you can see how much money you're making directly inside of the app on your iPhone. And you can, of course, withdraw the money at any time. This is a question I had. Am I now have to keep it in here like a stock account and I've got to wait? No, you can instantly transfer it right out to your account anytime you want. So you get these bonuses, you get additional money that flows into your account, you get a nice return, and you want to take some money out and roll those funds into your bank account, separate bank account, great. So if you deposit $5,000 and you're making a great return, you make a few $100s, because of the interest rate, you're able to take that money right out and put it into your account. That's how that works. I want to go a little bit more deeply here on the insurance coverage, because this was a question I had, and obviously we're all trained to believe that when you have money in a bank, it's protected, obviously, with the FDIC insurance. So here's a quote right from their website about Nexus Mutual. They have a smart contract cover, which is intended to provide protection against material loss of value resulting from unintended uses of the underlying protocols. Basically, it means that a vulnerability in your contract code that governs the protocol has been exploited and a material amount of value has been drained or made permanently irrevocable. So you lose your money. There's insurance and you get it back. And then, like I said, again, you can increase that coverage by talking with them as you make higher deposits in that account. But that's pretty great that they've got separate insurance for you. And this was one of the things that I wanted to know more about. So what they've explained to me is that, in fact, when they set this up, they wanted to not just go after people who were, using crypto and the stock market. They wanted to help people who were used to old, crappy, traditional savings accounts, and they wanted to be able to provide that level of insurance protection for these new people who are used to having that kind of insurance coverage. That's great. That's thoughtful. I'm glad they did that. What about fees? How much does it cost to set up this account? How much does it cost to take money out of this account? How much does it cost all around? Zero. Zero fees. It's pretty great for a savings account. Zero fees. Can't beat that. Now, they address a big question right on their website about what happens when someone borrows your money. So that's how this works, right? You're putting your money into Outlet, they're transferring it to a digital currency, and they have a one-for-one stable coin. That means there is $1 of paper backing your dollar that's going into that account. So they're actually holding that, almost like a Fort Knox in a way. So there's actual currency backing your deposit. And the way that they protect against a borrower running off with their money, they explain it right on the website, which is this. In order for anyone to borrow your digital dollars, the loan must be over-collateralized. This means that if the borrower wants to borrow $100 of your money, they must put up at least $120 worth of collateral. If they don't pay back the loan, then they lose their collateral. This incentivizes the borrower to pay back their loans, otherwise they lose more money than they borrowed. So this collateral in this case comes in the form of digital assets, as they explain, such as Ethereum or, for example, like a Bitcoin. So if they want to borrow $100 at 8% interest, they would have to then, what Outlet does is they'll lock up $150 worth of Ethereum or other collateral. And that's how your asset is protected in that account. So there you go. Is it worth a shot? Absolutely, at these returns. Much better than a traditional savings account, and actually better than some of the other the other accounts that are out there right now, Wealthfront and Betterment and so on. So check it out. If you want to try it and try out just signing up and make an initial deposit, start making 6% returns, 5% returns, 7% returns. Like I said, I saw it go up to 20% returns. The link is right below this video to try it out. And you'll get a nice little sign-up bonus when you do. And the best part, when you sign up, you can also tell your friends about it, and then they'll give you a nice sign-up bonus for having one of your friends sign up as well. So pretty great. Anyway, check it out below. Let me know if this works for you. We have now transferred a boatload of money, and I'm going to do a follow-up video here over the next few months to see how the returns have been in this savings account, because we moved it out of this low-return savings account into Outlet. There you go. That's today's video, folks. We hope to see you next time right here on the channel.